Try to ask you the obvious question. I mean, it had to be a shock to hear about Kyle. It's like, when did you hear and what was your first reaction?
I heard when everybody else heard. I think social media. So, but, obviously getting able to read the story all in one and know that he's okay instead of getting a call like, hey, you had a wreck, he in the hospital, and you're having to worry and, pray that he's all right. Reading the story, I could tell, by reading, I knew he was okay. So I just wanted to come in and holler at him, and see how he's doing. Everything's fine, and took it like a champ.
Seeing him today out on the field, did you expect to see that? And what did that mean to you? What did it mean to the team?
I mean, I knew it would be tough to keep him away from there. I know it's going to be hard to keep him, for him to get his rest. He's not that type of person, so it don't surprise me at all seeing him out there.
And you guys, as vet leaders, always are trying to step up and handle that role. But with Kyle's situation, is there a little bit more urgency just in this moment to do anything?
Nah, we got a lot of vets, man. He really can be on autopilot. We got that locker room. Yeah.
You've been with Foerster for a long time. What is it like to see him kind of take over the role? I know it's probably second nature to him.
Yeah, it sounds like it's second nature. Just watching him dress the team. He's always been he's been doing this longer than everybody in that locker room been alive, probably except for me. So it's like a hand in glove fit, man. Me personally, I'm so proud of him just watching him, even just be a head coach for a day or no matter how long it is. Just we go so far back. He's family to me. So just seeing him in that position, I'm just really proud.
Given the wear and tear of last season, obviously you've done this year after year, but was there anything different in your off-season workouts or routines that you did getting ready to come into this season?
I wouldn't say anything different. Just every year I try to be a little bit more intentional on something. This off-season was just really more so focused on remaining explosive, speed training and stuff, just trying to continue to be nimble at the, spry age of 38. So, but for the most part, I kept everything pretty much the same.
You went down for a second in practice. Everything okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she got tripped.
Don't need to get into too many specifics, but Raheem was thinking this, he's going to throw some different things out there. Were there some different things, line formations, things that you saw in the team drills today?
Yeah, I think everything's different. We've been going against the same defense on a team, in a team environment since I've been here. It's always been the 4 down front. So, yeah, it's all different. It's all, obviously we're not brand new to it. We played it a lot. And when Rob was in L.A., played it last year in Atlanta. It's actually one of those defenses that a lot of people tend to throw in their repertoire. So, getting work on it early in camp and being able to do it as much as we have, I think it's going to help us in the season.
I got trouble for asking, but the 5-man line is what you're talking about, or different kinds of things of that?
Yeah, like a 5-man front, or, the presentation of a 5-man front and, really dropping one out and, playing those games with the quarterback, with the protection. It's one of those defenses you got to be on top of it.
You're looking forward to one-on-one reps with Bosa again now that he's back to health, and it's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. Speaking of Bosa, though, he looks like, nobody in this, I can't, I see him every day. I couldn't even tell that he had an injury or he came back from anything. Most people with a knee injury that's catastrophic, you come back, you can see something, right? You can see it in the atrophy in the muscle in the legs. You can see something. Bosa looks better than he did before I seen him last year. So, before he got hurt last year. So that's just a commitment to him and how hard he works. And, a guy that's successful with that much, for him, his motor to still run as high as it do, I think it's just a testament to his character.
You had a chance to use the new hydrotherapy area, and how important is that just during the season to have access to? How much will you use it? Will you and Nick use it, et cetera, et cetera?
That's basically going to be home for the next 6 months. So, yeah, I'm an old man. I'm going to be in that hot tub for sure. And to answer your question, I use it, right before practice. So, it's just to see the ownership continue to put money back into the facility, into the staff, just to make our job easier, to give us more opportunities to be the best players we can. It's just hats off to them. It's not like that all around the league, and we're super blessed, super lucky to have that ownership group.
Trent, I know you've been open about this deal could be your last and maybe life after football. Does that change your urgency as you enter this camp?
I wouldn't say it changed my urgency, but it does change my mind frame a little bit. Like, instead of just coming to work, I actually, I try to soak it in. I just don't know. Obviously, it could be my last 2 years. It probably is the plan. So I'm just really trying to soak in every day, build these relationships, take advantage of it, man, because once that window closes, it generally don't open back up.
Trent, there's five new guys in your room. That's a lot for an offensive line. What do you think of the bonding process, and has that already begun?
Yeah, it's already begun. Started in OTAs. We really got a good group of guys. They work hard. Very, very talented group. They did a really good job of putting the right people in the O-line room. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see Connor in his second year. I'm excited to see him compete. For the left guard spot. I'm excited to see all those new guys. I'm excited. I love the group we have, and I think obviously the job's not done. We got a long way to go, but if this team is going to do anything special, we're going to have to play in a special way.
With Kyle, as long as you've had, being with him as long as you've been, you've seen so many future head coaches come through the offensive coaching staff. What's unique about Clay?
Basically the same thing. Very innovative. Just one of those football minds that has the knowledge that it would take a lifetime to learn. And he's been around football his entire life, similar to Cal. Grew up in a coaching household, and I think all of it has rubbed off on him and his brother for that sake. And Clay's an amazing coach. Obviously, whoever gets him as a head coach is going to be blessed. I see a really bright future for Clay, and I'm just happy we got him for as long as we got him for.
That's what
No, yeah.
What's the biggest difference you see in Connor Colby, the guy you played with for 6 starts last year, to the Connor Colby of today?
Just confidence. And as an O-lineman, you can see confidence not in just your personality, it's more in the movements and how you can see his pass sets and how he's coming off the ball. He's just sure of himself. And last year, you can tell that we throw a lot at him. And a lot of the things we know today took us 5-6 years to learn. So anytime you get a guy coming in first year, as much as we want him to be the best he can be, realistically, that information is too much for any one person in 1 year. So I can tell now he is very confident in which direction he's going, and he knows his plays inside now. And now it's allowing him to be the player he know he can be when the ball is snapped.
Think of Chris breaking down the team today, and was it the Chris you're used to seeing in
Yeah,
O-line?
yeah. Like I said, the one thing that Coach Foerster does that he just has a knack for, and that's just speaking to people, speaking to a large body of people, whether it be a team, whether it be a clinic, whether it be the O-line room. He knows how to relate. He knows how to get your attention. That's just one of his gifts. And so watching him break down the team, watching him address the team in team meetings, did the ball meeting a little last year. He just, he's one of the people that when he talks, everybody listens. Everybody has a ton of respect for him. And, I think he's a mouth you want to hear. He's a mouth that you want addressing your team if Coach Shanahan can't.
Trent, were you surprised that yesterday was the first you heard about Kyle's accident, even though it happened a couple weeks earlier?
I was surprised a little bit, but seeing how jacked up he was, I don't blame him for not picking up the phone and sending out a mass alert. Hey, I've been in the wreck. I appreciate him thinking about himself first and recovering it before he told everybody.